Well, hello again, folks. Welcome to Unit 4. We are definitely on that downhill slide I mentioned during last week's video. And the focus this week is on developing and deploying a company code of conduct, specifically as it relates to our course scenario. Remember, we're merging two companies. One of the tasks that you will help as the consultant, that you'll help leadership complete, is understanding the benefits of a code of conduct. What does it take? Some of the ethical principles involved in the code and so on. So that'll be the focus for our Unit 4 discussion, for our Unit 4 learning and assignments. Let me begin with the Unit 4 discussion board. Once again, there's a scenario link in there, so make sure you click on that scenario link, and you need to discuss in your discussion board, what is the purpose of a code of conduct, right? There are many reasons. I promise you folks, there's a plethora of information out there on code of conducts, what makes a good one, what makes a bad one, what should be included, and so on, and we'll cover that here in a minute. So once you define that task, the next task asks you to click on a link now for Levi Strauss. And there you will go discuss and determine, as part of your discussion board, what are the ethical principles that are included there at Levi Strauss. Identify those. And the reason you want to do that is because the very last task in your discussion board asks you, based on your own experience, have you seen similar principles applied, whether it's at your current place of employment, a past place of employment, or whatever the case may be. Identify them. Which ones really correlate to not only a sound code of conduct, but those that you read in the Levi Strauss example as well. It's critical to go do that, right? All right. Next, we're going to move into the Unit 4 individual project. We're back to a Microsoft Word document. So remember, in Unit 3, you had a PowerPoint, and I explained that last week. For Unit 4, once again, review the scenario and provides a paper that addresses these following tasks. You need to identify what are the steps necessary to create a code of conduct, right? A written, well-written code of conduct that can be used in the newly merged company, that everyone can understand, and all the reasons behind it. Within that code of conduct, you need to be specific and include what should be included in the code of conduct. You know, things like values and what companies, customers are, how they're treated, how they're expected to be treated, how they expect to handle themselves. Because remember, we, even as employees at any company, are a representative of our company, both inside the company and outside the company. So when we're dealing with customers, suppliers, other stakeholders, we need to understand what's expected of our behavior. And you'll go into a lot of detail as to, okay, what's important that it be in there? How often should we review that? How should it be disseminated, and so on. Finally, the last task in your Unit 4 individual project is define what the impact of a well-written code of conduct will have on the culture itself, specifically on the company culture, right? Remember, we're merging two companies together, and those are two different cultures, two different size companies, a little bit different in terms of the products they produce and the services. But we need to understand what kind of impact will a well-written, displayed, communicated code of conduct take place on, and how will it impact on the organization's culture. So that's the focus for this week, folks. Again, Unit 4, we're almost there. My next video for Unit 5 will wrap up what we need to cover to bring this course to closure. And like I always say, I'm amazed at how quickly these weeks go by. They go by quickly for me. I hope they do as well for you. But it's important to really read the material, do your research. Obviously, we're in a master's class. Do your research, get the material out there that will present and answer all of the tasks in your discussion boards as well as your individual projects, and so that you can complete your learning. It's not just about the grade, it's about the learning for the week. So I thank you for making it through week 4. We are almost there. You're doing a great job. Let's keep it going. One more week, one more unit, I should say. And we'll wrap this course right up. In the meantime, have a wonderful week. Hope you can join me a chat again, tonight. And I look forward to seeing you. If not, as I always say, listen in on the recorded archive for all the material we discuss that will help point you in the right direction. Again, have a wonderful week. See you next week for our final chat and our final video. Take care, folks.